I am sure that within the last few years or so, you've heard this take on at least one occasion. Gaming just doesn't hit the same anymore. This is an insane comment to approach because I don't even know if I agree with it or not. On one hand, I think gaming is the best it's ever been. So many beautiful and amazing games seem to be dropping every month. But then on the other hand, let's just have a look at the news surrounding the game industry. Uncontrollable budgets, mass layoffs, even talk of Xbox leaving the console market. But worst of all, some in-game skins cost $25. Imagine spending that much money to look like Spike Spiegel if he was attacked by bees. So, live service games. They may just be the beginning of the end for the current era of gaming. If you don't know what a live service game is, let me give you a quick rundown. A live service game is meant to be a game that's constantly evolving. It's regularly updated to change the experience. Think Fortnite or Valorant. Both of these games are very different over time. Even though they've only been updated in small increments, they are completely different to what they were when they were first launched. The live service gaming model is not a new thing though. Think World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV. They're over a decade old at this point, but they're still going strong. These games are significantly expanded and improved from their original releases. But bear in mind, these games' vanilla versions were pretty solid as well. These are what you would call live service games done right. Unfortunately now, in the 2020s, a live service game is less of an ever-evolving, ambitious project, and more of a business model, plainly for making lots and lots of money. Paying for a game used to be simple. When I was younger, I'd go to a shop, pay around £50 to £60, and that was it. From that point on, the game was mine to do with as I please. But now, I feel the concept of paying for a video game is more abstract than ever. Most live service games say they're free to play, but are they? The thing is, the games that you see on your screen right now are all free. And all of them can be completely free to play whilst not being paid to win. But the issue is, these games constantly bombard you with digital storefronts and subscription models that are just begging you to spend your money on them. So while these games are free, for most people they actually end up more expensive than a standard video game. Let's pick out Apex Legends at random for an example. If this was the 2000s or 2010s, you can go to the shop, drop $60, and then earn some skins by hitting in-game milestones, much like the camos in the older Call of Duty games. But now the game is free, and you want one skin, that skin is going to cost you $18. If you want to buy the Battle Pass, that's another $10. Battle Pass seasons tend to average around 3 months, and assuming the player would buy, I don't know, 1 skin per season, which seems reasonable. Every player wants the drip, you know? After 1 year, you've spent double the price of the $60 game with far less in-game cosmetics. And by no means do I think Apex or any other live service game is bad by default. I like some of these games, I've spent a lot of time playing them. I've had stints with Overwatch, I genuinely believe Valorant is a brilliant game and a fantastic esport, and I play quite a lot of Fortnite. I even buy skins in these games from time to time. I may criticise the live service model, but boy do I shill for it. As much as I believe Fortnite doesn't deserve the reputation it has as cringe, and it's a genuinely fun game, it does have crimes to answer for. As to my knowledge, Fortnite was the first big game to feature a battle pass. And when I say Fortnite is a big game, I mean it's a huge game. Even when it was first introduced, Fortnite was everywhere, and the Battle Pass sold very well. I mean, when you think about it, who wouldn't want loads of cosmetics bundled together for a relatively cheap price that you could slowly unlock as you play? Clearly everyone did, because everyone bought it. And because of this, the world went crazy, and apparently every game needs a Battle Pass now. Which sucks, because completing a Battle Pass takes a decent amount of time. There's such a wide range of games available, yet as a player, we're forced to only pick one. One game having this new idea that gives the devs revenue and the player content to grind for is great, but when every game has it, it sucks. I'm not meaning to meat ride Fortnite again, but still to this day, in my opinion, I believe that the Fortnite Battle Pass remains a good deal. For around £7, you get loads of challenges and cosmetics, most of which rock. That's solid pissing snake. Then you look at other games, they charge you twice the price for a Battle Pass, and most of these Battle Passes are just full of filler content, and they're generally awful. And then don't even get me started on games that have the balls to charge you full price, and then on top of it, have a live service model. Yes everyone, you heard me correctly. It's time to talk about the sorry state of modern Call of Duty. Please subscribe for my suffering. Look, I grew up as a huge Call of Duty fanboy. I even carried it into my adult years. Look at my hours on Black Ops 3. So I'm here in a prime position to say, look how they massacred my boy. We had a good thing going on here. COD was made by 3 developers who each took 3 years to make a game, with one game releasing every year. But for some reason, in 2018, they decided to ditch this whole system, which was working very well, the games were of a decent quality, and force a live service model that doesn't belong here, and to be honest, makes the game 100 times worse. We used to get 4 map packs a year. They always had a certain number of maps for a certain price. We knew what we were getting, and now we're getting it. But now, COD gives out less content than ever, because it's live service and gets updated all the time. Gone are the days of 4 mega updates a year, which were promised, we knew were coming, and we got. Now you get one tiny update a month, but you better be grateful, because instead of adding Nuketown, you can pay $20 to be Nicki Minaj. In a first-person shooter, you can't even see your own skin anyway. Don't even get me started on Overwatch 2. That 2 means nothing to me. Overwatch 1 was a fantastic game, especially in its prime. I played it a lot. Of course it had its low points, but all games do. The original game had loot boxes which you can earn while playing, or you could buy more if you were desperate. Each gave you random skins, emotes, sprays, highlight intros, literally every possible cosmetic in the game. They even had cool events where specific seasonal skins would appear in seasonal loot boxes. This season had its detractors then and it has its detractors now, but most people were always on board with this. But then one day, lovely Blizzard decided that they weren't rich enough and slapped a 2 on Overwatch just to make it a live service game. An overpriced battle pass full of crap that takes way too long to complete, and 20 quid skins that are mostly just recolours of old ones. Also, those kick-ass old events are gone. They pretend they're still back, but they're not. What makes this worse is that a ruining of the cosmetic system for money was rebranded as an entirely new game. They even promised a player versus enemy mode that everyone was requesting nearly every day. And you'll never guess what. Pretty much as soon as Overwatch 2 dropped, they cancelled the PvE. And then it got leaked that it was cancelled way before the game was even released. So they were never planning it, they just promised it to get people on board with the new game. What's even funnier is they released a small PvE map pack saying, oh, we're just going to release small ones now. And then they cancelled it again! Jesus Christ, what happened to you? And the problem is, at times, the game is still really fun. It's a damn shame. And then just look at that recent Suicide Squad game. A full-price, single-player game that had live service forced into it. It has no right being live service. If you didn't know, you could just buy this thinking it was a normal superhero game and get hit with this. It undersold, and now, because of the cost of making video games as well as developing constant updates, the game has made a massive loss and developers have lost their job. Joy. But look, it's probably not all doom and gloom. Some games like this are really good and their live service elements are not intrusive. Like I said, Fortnite was made with this in mind, and if I'm honest, their prices aren't too insane compared to the rest of the market. Valorant is a great game, designed as a competitive shooter first, then they made it free to play. It just works. Things are getting out of hand. Live service games are popping up everywhere. There's too many of them, and all of them want all of your time. They're also not very user-friendly, but luckily, just like this video, people are calling them out, and maybe because of that we're going to see less and less of this predatory model in the future. Probably not though. But not all is lost. A lot of awesome single player games are releasing, and story driven single player experiences seem to be very popular with gamers aged 20 and upwards, and I hope and pray that this trend keeps going. My worry is that all the kids right now that play Fortnite, Apex and other games like that, they're going to grow up and keep not playing single player games, so they might just sort of die out, making way for even more live service money making slop. Maybe we're all doomed. I don't know, but that's just my thoughts. Tell me down below what you think of the live service model, and if you play any of these games, and if you don't mind sharing what sort of amount you spend on them, because it's a really interesting discussion to have. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe because I am posting as much as I possibly can. I will see you in the next one.